Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Scott from King Vehicle Damage Repair, and this time we are back. And when I say I'm back, I don't mean like on the last few videos with 3 months gaps or 4 months gaps. This time it's for real. The reason behind it is that I've been working on something pretty much over the course of this year, and now it's here. I give you King Alloy Wheel Repair. So what do you reckon, guys? Cool piece of kit, right? Now, this isn't just any alloy wheel van. When I decided to go with a specific unit just for alloy wheels, I thought, do you know what? I'm gonna bring a game changer to the market. And our USP is that we actually have mobile diamond cutting facilities on a van. There's very few vans in London, in the UK you could say, that have these facilities. We're not the first, but we're one of very few, and obviously we'll show you how everything works throughout the course of this video. But before we get into the repairs, I just want to introduce you guys to someone who you'll see a hell of a lot more of over the weeks, months, and as we put out YouTube content. So let me introduce you guys to Alex.
How we doing, guys?
So Alex has joined the team about a month, 6 weeks ago. Obviously there was a lot of training that we had to do on the equipment and stuff, and now we've passed all that. We're out there and we are changing the game wheel by wheel. Now Alex, how long have you been in the industry?
Around about 8 years.
So Alex used to work in a different industry prior, and we actually used to work together about 3 or 4 years ago when I used to work for a corporate business. And I always knew that if I was ever going to set out and embark on my own and set up my own company, then I might have gave Alex a shout, and here he is basically, right?
That's correct.
So anyway, this is Alex, guys. No more talking, let's get into the repairs. So what we've got here is a 21-inch Mercedes GLE SUV wheel. It's come off of a 2022 model car, and the car has less than 1,000 miles on it. Literally come out of the dealership and then managed to clip a curb. So damage is about halfway around the circumference of the wheel. It's fairly light damage. What we'll do is we will take out the air from the tyre, then we'll break the bead. Now we don't need to take the tyre completely off of the rim like a lot of other companies. So what we're going to do now is we're going to probe the alloy wheel. Now probing is just another word for scanning, and as I said before, we need to let the computer understand the profile or shape of this one particular wheel. Before we do that, we're going to spin test the wheel so we can look for any buckles, because if there's any major buckles it might affect the finish or the cut of the wheel. So we've programmed the CNC machine so it now understands the profile of the wheel. Before it starts to make contact with the wheel, what you'll see here is the profile. That's what we've programmed into the computer. As I say, before it starts to make contact with the wheel, it will do what's called a shadow pass. In other words, a dummy run, just to make sure that the profile that we programmed into the machine is correct. Once it's completed the shadow pass, we'll have a quick look to make sure that there's no imperfections in the wheel, it hasn't scored anywhere unnecessarily. If we're happy, then we'll start taking material from the wheel, removing eventually all of the damage. So shadow pass is completed, wheel's now slowing down to a stop. We can see that there's been no contact made to the wheel whatsoever. It's been running at about, I'd say about half a centimetre above the wheel surface, so we know that the profile's all good. Let's start the cutting process. So now we're halfway through the cutting process, and what you can see is that the tool has started to take away all the clear coat. It's also started to take out a fair amount of the damage, and now all we've got left is the heaviest section. So what we do is a few more passes, and each time we're taking off about 1/10 of a millimetre. So not much material each pass, but I reckon we've probably got about another 2 or 3 passes before we start to take this damage out. Once that's completed and the damage is gone, then we'll run a much finer pass, which will give us that rainbow effect which you get on the diamond cut wheels. So let's keep going. So now we've got the finished cut, and you can see that there is a lovely rainbow effect throughout the whole face of the wheel. Next, we'll take the wheel out of the CNC. Now the cuts have been completed, we'll get them all cleaned up, and then we'll get them in the spray booth ready for the clear coat to be applied. So now the wheel has been recut and clear coated, all we need to do is re-inflate the tyre. Earlier I said to you that what we do is we break the bead. The bead is the gap between the tyre and the actual alloy itself. We push it back, and that's what's known as breaking the bead. Now, unlike a lot of static repairers, we don't need to remove the complete tyre. We have one of very few machines which allows us to cut the wheel with the tyre on. What that means is no rebalancing involved, no need to put it on a tyre machine, and just makes generally things a lot easier and ultimately a lot quicker. So all we'll do now, Alex will re-inflate the tyre, Alex, and then once the tyre is inflated, straight back on the car. So there you go, guys, that is the completed repair. That is a diamond cut wheel repaired on a diamond cut machine. Generally speaking, the repairs take around an hour and a half per wheel. If you was to use a static site, you would have to give your car away for somewhere between 3 and 4 days. We are bringing this service to your door, whether it be at home or at work. We don't just repair diamond cut wheels, by the way. We will do silver, black, grey, or any painted wheels as well. We will colour change them if you require them to any colour that you like. And what else? I think that's pretty much it. If you need to get in contact with us regarding diamond cut wheel repair or painted wheel repair, all our details will be below. Follow our Instagram for daily updates. We're always posting on there, whether it be on our page, reels or stories. And this is Alex. You've met him, you'll see him a lot more on the channel. Areas that we cover will be North London, because that's where we're based. We cover pretty much most of London on the north side. We do head over to the south sometimes, depending on the variety of work that we get over there. So it'll be difficult for us to come across for a single wheel. If you've got a set of 4, I'm sure we'll come across. Essex, no problem. East London, no problem. West London, no problem. But if you're unsure, call the number below, drop us a DM on Instagram, and we'll be sure to let you know whether we can get out to you. That's it from us. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, like if you liked it, and make sure you share it, because there's not many of these vans out there. I guess we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. So I said to you that I'd been busy in the background, hence why there was a delay in content with the new wheel van. And one thing I must say, King's Fleet Services, they are behind this build. Details for those guys will be in the description of this video. They literally built my van from scratch, so shout out to those guys. But I was also busy with my other new van. This is a replacement Transit Custom for the one that you've seen on the channel previous to now. And King's also helped me build this van. Check it out. So completely different layout to the original van. Now I've now got a tailgate which lifts up, obviously, twin sliding doors, and a few other tricks that I've got in this van. In a video that comes later on to do with bodywork, I'll talk you guys through the layout, the setup, the equipment that I've got on it, because I know a lot of you guys who are in the trade like to know that kind of thing. For those of you that are not interested, I won't bore you with it right now, but as you can see, completely new setup, the best build that I've had on a Transit so far. And as I say, look out for the video coming in a few weeks on bodywork, and we'll talk through this in a bit more detail. But again, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon.